Have you ever felt a quiet, unexplainable stirring in your soul, like the air around you is heavy with something unseen? As if life is holding its breath, waiting to release something immense, but you can't quite grasp what it is. You feel a shift before you see it. You sense change coming, though everything on the outside still looks the same. You wake up with an ache in your chest, not from sadness, but from something deeper, a knowing, a whisper in your bones. The strange part is, you can't explain it to anyone. You just know something is about to transform, and then it begins. Everything familiar starts to slip away. The people you relied on become distant. The comfort of routine begins to feel suffocating. The dreams that once excited you now feel small and worn out. You don't recognize your own reflection anymore. You start questioning your decisions, your path, even your worth. You feel like you're being undone piece by piece, but maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe being undone is the first step to being rebuilt, stronger, wiser, and closer to your truth. Sometimes Allah allows everything to collapse so you can be rebuilt on a foundation that was always meant for you. You may feel like you're being buried, but in reality, you're being planted. Every tear you shed is watering a future you can't yet see. Every door that closes is protecting you from something that was never meant to stay. Every confusion is clearing space for divine clarity. It doesn't always come with bright flashes of revelation. Sometimes it arrives slowly, through heartbreak, isolation, and quiet redirection. You'll notice how people start to fall away. Conversations you once enjoyed begin to feel empty. The places you love no longer bring peace. You'll crave solitude without knowing why, as if your soul needs silence to hear the voice of its creator more clearly. And in that silence, you'll start to hear the truth you've been running from. You'll begin to see how Allah was never punishing you. He was freeing you from attachments that dimmed your light, freeing you from habits that held you back, freeing you from illusions of control so you could finally surrender. And surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means giving in to the wisdom, timing, and love of the one who sees what you can't. You'll come to understand that when life gets harder, it's not because you've taken a wrong turn. Sometimes it's because you're finally on the right path. The tests increase not to break you, but to purify you, to strip away the ego, the fear, the pride, the doubt, to teach you what strength really means. Not the kind of strength that looks like perfection on the outside, but the strength to trust when you have no proof, to keep walking when the road disappears, to believe in the unseen, because your heart recognizes what your eyes cannot. And somewhere along that painful, sacred journey, things begin to shift, not suddenly, but steadily. You wake up one morning, and the heaviness in your chest feels a little lighter. You laugh again, genuinely, not out of politeness. You breathe deeper. You start to feel moments of peace in between the storms, and you realize that something within you has changed. You're no longer fighting the process. You're flowing with it. You're not begging for old doors to reopen. You're standing before new ones with open hands. You're not looking outside for validation. You're finding it within, through your connection with Allah. That's when you understand. Everything had to fall apart, not to destroy you, but to bring you home to yourself, to your purpose, to your Creator. You are not lost. You are being guided. And the darkness you're walking through, it's not a dead end. It's a tunnel. And on the other side is a life more aligned with your soul than anything you've ever known. So if it feels like everything is crumbling, hold on. Don't rush to rebuild. Let yourself be empty. Let yourself be still. Let Allah fill the spaces that people and plans couldn't, because what's coming isn't small. It's not ordinary. It's not something you can chase or force. It's something sacred, and it's meant just for you. There will come a time when you look back on this chapter, the heartbreak, the isolation, the silence, and you will thank Allah for every unanswered prayer. You'll thank Him for the nights you cried, the people who left, the things you lost, because without those losses, you wouldn't have found yourself. You wouldn't have grown roots deep in tawakkul, in trust. You wouldn't have discovered that you were never really alone, not for a single moment. Even in the pain, you were being carried. Even in the silence, you were being spoken to. Even in the confusion, you were being guided. One day you'll realize that the delays weren't denials. The detours weren't accidents. They were protection, preparation, a gentle rerouting by the one who sees the entire map while you're still staring at a single page. You were being led step by step towards something so beautiful, your heart couldn't have imagined it. And even now, as you sit with all your questions, the answers are being written in the language of mercy. Nothing is wasted, not your waiting, not your wandering, not your weeping. Every moment is being woven into a divine masterpiece, even if all you see right now are broken threads. So don't curse the process. Don't rush the unfolding. Don't underestimate what's being built in the silence. Keep your heart open, your prayers sincere, and your trust firm. Because what Allah is preparing for you is far greater than what you thought you needed. He is not just giving you a life, He is giving you a purpose, a calling, a connection that cannot be shaken by circumstances or broken by people, a peace that doesn't depend on what's happening around you, but blooms from what's happening within. You are being transformed, not into someone new, but into who you were always meant to be. The real you, the radiant you, the you who walks with faith even when the path is unclear. The you who doesn't beg for crumbs of love, because you know you are already loved beyond measure. The you who has learned that letting go is not weakness, but wisdom. That healing is not forgetting, it's remembering who you are beneath the wounds. That waiting is not wasting, it's trusting the divine author of your story. There will be days when the memories come rushing back like waves against your chest, when your heart will ache for what could have been, what almost was, what you thought would last forever. And in those moments, your soul will tremble. You'll wonder if you made the right decisions, if maybe you were too soft, too patient, too loving in a world that often rewards the opposite. But you will remember, you didn't lose anything meant for you. You didn't fall behind. You simply outgrew what couldn't grow with you. You are not behind in life. You are not too late. You are exactly where Allah wants you to be. Even your detours are within His plan. Even your stumbles serve a purpose. Stop measuring your worth by timelines and milestones. Allah is not rushing you. He is refining you, slowly, gently, precisely. Every soul blooms in its own season, and maybe your season is still coming. Maybe you're still underground, where no one sees your growth, but it's happening, quietly, powerfully. The healing, the awakening, the strength, the faith. It's building beneath the surface. Trust it, protect it, feed it with remembrance, with gratitude, with hope. You do not have to prove your progress to anyone. You do not owe anyone explanations for your journey. The path Allah has chosen for you is sacred because it is yours. Stop comparing it to anyone else's. Their blessings were written for them. Yours are still unfolding, in the unseen, in the silence, in the space between your prayers and their answers. And in the meantime, learn to love the quiet. Learn to enjoy the space between chapters. It's not empty. It's sacred. This is where the roots of your next becoming are taking shape. Don't despise it. Don't try to rush through it. Sit in it. Breathe in it. Let it change you. Let it show you what truly matters, who truly matters, what truly lasts. You'll see how much peace comes when you stop chasing things that were never yours to keep. You'll see how light you feel when you release what was weighing down your soul. You'll feel something strange at first, stillness, and then something even stranger, joy. Not because everything is perfect, but because you finally stopped looking for perfection. You've stopped needing the world to validate your worth. You've stopped asking others to carry what only Allah can hold. That's when you begin to taste a kind of freedom this world can't offer. The kind that comes when your heart is tethered to your Creator, not to outcomes, not to people, not to approval, just to Him. And when that shift happens, life feels different. You no longer fear losing people who walk away because you know no one can leave unless Allah allows it. And if He allows it, it's always for your protection. You no longer panic when plans fall through because you've seen enough of His mercy to know that better is always coming. You no longer shrink to fit into spaces that make your soul feel small. You rise with grace, with strength, with a heart that's been broken and healed, until it became soft enough to reflect light, until it became spacious enough to hold peace. And when peace enters, everything changes. Not always around you, but definitely within you. You stop needing loud answers. You start trusting the whisper. You stop needing control. You start trusting the surrender. You stop rushing through your life. You begin to honor the pauses, the waiting rooms, the still water. You begin to see how every delay was a blessing in disguise, how every rejection was a redirection, how every loss was a clearing, how even your heartbreak had hands, divine hands, shaping you, holding you, preparing you for something sacred. You were never meant to stay where you were. You were meant to grow, to rise, to return to the essence of who you are, a soul created not for this world, but for the next. And every hardship you face, it's just another layer being peeled away, revealing the truth beneath, the light beneath, the strength you forgot you had, the faith you didn't know you needed. This world will try to convince you that you're behind, that you're not enough, that your story should look different. But your soul knows the truth. Your soul knows the voice it belongs to. And it's not the voice of fear or shame or comparison. It's the voice of the one who created you, who chose you, who hasn't forgotten you. So take a deep breath. Let go of what you thought your life should be, and open your heart to what it's becoming. What's ahead is not random. It's written. It's protected. It's being prepared with wisdom beyond your understanding. And when it arrives, you'll see every tear, every waiting moment, every lonely prayer. It was all worth it. You are not being punished. You are being positioned for something greater, for something eternal.